boxing fans, we are all set for a light heavyweight bout scheduled for 4 rounds. Joel Craig from Las Cruces, New Mexico will take on David Acosta from El Paso. The instructions at center ring. We are just about ready to get underway with this one. Joel Craig in the gold trunks with the red trim out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, brings a record of 1-0. He won his professional debut. Taking on the local favorite, David Acosta from El Paso, Texas, here in El Paso. And he is now living in Las Vegas, Nevada, where he trains, but he is from here in El Paso, and he will be the hometown favorite. Joel Craig and David Acosta here on the 8-Count Boxing Hour. Professional boxing coming to you from the El Paso Civic Center. Dan Cisneros at ringside, and we're getting ready for a big night of boxing. We open with these light heavyweights. Joel Craig coming in at 173 pounds. David Acosta, the same weight, 173. So referee Dick Cole giving the two their instructions. We are just about ready to get underway with this one. Round 1 underway. Joel Craig comes out in the gold trunks with the red trim, and David Acosta goes right at him. These two are wasting no time mixing things up, no feeling out here as the two come out and just start banging away. The referee gives a warning to David Acosta for roughhousing. Joel Craig was a celebrated amateur from the Las Cruces PAL, very successful in the amateurs, turned professional, scored a win in his opening pro debut. Looking good and very promising boxer. Of course, David Acosta, very popular here in El Paso, and they thought enough of him to move him out to Las Vegas, Nevada, to get some big-time sparring. So he's ready to go to war here. The crowd is buzzing with electricity here as Joel Craig, just up the road here from El Paso, about an hour away. So he brings a lot of fans to this one. And it's David Acosta showing the aggressive style, just bullying his way in with his head and getting on the inside, working the body. There's a nice jab from Acosta. David Acosta brings the record of 4-2, and he goes down. A little bit off balance. Let's see what the referee's going to rule on that one. It will be a knockdown, so referee Dick Cole will start the count. And so Joel Craig scores a knockdown here in round 1. So he's off to a great start here in El Paso. There's a right hand from Craig, and that seemed to kind of light him up a little bit. But look at David Acosta. He's not going to accept that. He goes right back to war. Thank you so much for joining us tonight here on the 8-Count Boxing Hour, community cable television here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And we have a good one. Joel Craig and David Acosta wasting no times in getting at it here. No feel-out round. These guys, knowing there's only 4 rounds in this one, getting busy. And Joel Craig scored that knockdown. It was kind of a flash knockdown. I don't think David Acosta was really hurt, but it will definitely help Joel Craig in the scoring. I think he kind of surprised Acosta with that shot out of nowhere, the one you don't see, and it just put him down onto the ropes. And right now it's David Acosta with his back to the ropes, and Craig continuing to batter him. Oh, and there's a wind-up, a big kind of an uppercut from Craig, but look at Acosta come back with that counter right hand. Good action in this light heavyweight contest. So David Acosta kind of weathers the storm, that attack from Joel Craig, and that ends round one. Round two underway. You're watching the 8-Count Boxing Hour here on Community Cable Channel 27. Thank you so much for joining us tonight here. And we have a good one. And now David Acosta comes in swinging, roughhousing, and he kind of pushes Joel Craig back into the ropes, and he gets a warning. Fans booing that. The local fans here wanted it to score as a knockdown for their local man, Acosta. And Acosta was attacking. Both guys slipped down. So this one really getting wild here. Both of these guys throwing some heavy shots. And now David Acosta going to work on Joel Craig. Craig standing up to it though, taking it well, and fires back with a right hand. And he runs into a straight shot. Good action in this one. Good back and forth action. Joel Craig now stepping in and keeping Acosta pinned back against the ropes, and Acosta fires another two series of right hands off the ropes. And right now the two going to work right above us here. David Acosta's back to us. Kind of hard to tell what's scoring and what's not, but right now you see Acosta. Now they step around, and David Acosta now goes on the attack, and I think he might have Joel Craig in a little bit of trouble here. Pushes him off. Joel Craig fighting back strongly, and there's a right hand to the head of Craig, and another right hand. David Acosta now starting to zero in with that right hand, and Joel Craig just continues to move forward and punch. In this light heavyweight encounter, back and forth. And the referee gets in there and kind of resets the two. Oh, and Joel Craig gets caught with a big shot. But it doesn't deter him. He continues to move forward, but there you see David Acosta again, and now the referee stops the action. I believe it's going to be a standing 8 count. Let's see what happens here. I'm not sure what's going on here. The referee is admonishing both fighters here. Fans are not liking it, as he is really scolding Acosta. Okay, action back underway now. Joel Craig and David Acosta here on the 8-Count Boxing Hour, light heavyweights. Oh, and a big right hand from Acosta. Down goes Joel Craig. So this has been a wild round. And there you see Craig now scoring with a right hand. Again, Acosta lands a nice left hand, and now Craig in retreat. Covers up. He's back against the ropes now. David Acosta opens up. I think he senses that he has Joel Craig in trouble, and Craig moves forward. And Acosta stumbling off balance here. So David Acosta went down in that first round, Joel Craig down in the second. And this has been one heck of a battle. Joel Craig unbeaten at 1-0, coming in against the local favorite, David Acosta. And again, both fighters out and the center of the ring now, trying to shoot shots instead of just brawling. They opened up with some real brawling. Now it's settling into a boxing match. And you can see David Acosta trying to work behind that jab. And Joel Craig just trying to put some pressure on, get inside and score. Both guys have been down. Joel Craig, the popular boxer out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, got off to a great start. And right now, though, it's David Acosta doing some heavy scoring to the head. Joel Craig continuing to put the pressure on. David Acosta has been willing to lay back on the ropes and counter. There you see Acosta launching that right hand, coming up a little short. Joel Craig just trying to stay close and work. There's an uppercut on the inside from Craig. You can sense both fighters slowing down quite a bit, a little bit of fatigue setting in on these two. Why not? These guys have been non-stop action. Now David Acosta trying to step around and work with that jab at the bell. Fourth and final round, David Acosta and Joel Craig locked in battle here, light heavyweights, coming to you from the El Paso Civic Center here in El Paso, Texas. Dan Cisneros at ringside, and you are watching the 8-Count Boxing Hour. This has been one heck of a battle. Joel Craig now, who you see kind of stepping around the outside here, trying to get some angles and get in there and score on David Acosta. Two strong light heavyweights. Joel Craig in the gold trunks with the red trim, and David Acosta in the dark trunks with the white trim. The lighting's not too good here. Kind of dark in this arena. And there's a right-left combination, and now David Acosta doing some scoring here. Joel Craig, though, continuing, moving forward, punching to the body, coming back upstairs. We're in the fourth and final round. The referee gives a warning to David Acosta for kind of pushing Joel Craig off. Oh, and Craig gets caught with a stiff jab. Acosta has been throwing some really heavy-handed shots here, and Joel Craig just continuing to work with volume punching. You can see now Craig slipping a few little shots there, gets inside and goes to work on Acosta, but just not able to land the haymaker. He did put Acosta down in that first round, but ever since, it seems like Acosta has really gotten stronger. But it's Joel Craig who has Acosta pinned against the ropes. And that posture may serve him well in the scoring, although Acosta, to my eyes, doing a good job of punching off the ropes. Fans are loving it as these two are just trading shots back and forth. There's a right hand from Acosta, and Joel Craig trying to crowd him, smother that power, but he is in the danger zone as Acosta is really loading up here, and now the referee jumps in and gives a warning to Acosta for pushing Craig off. And that'll do it.